Aeneid Book 2, lines 268 to 286. In this passage, Aeneas sees, could be a dream, could be a ghost, of Hector, looking very different from the Hector as seen in the Iliad. Bloodied, battered, after he had been killed by Achilles in the final showdown. We begin. Tempus erat, it was the time, quo here, ablative of time if you want, in which the first quies here, rest, or probably stage of sleep, incipit, begins, for weary mortals, dative of reference, and as a gift, don't know here's ablative, but probably mostly reflecting the case of quo here. So again, as a gift, divum, of the gods. It's a genitive plural, syncopated. It creeps, serpit, present tense, very pleasing or most pleasingly, others fine. By the way, this is the same verb we saw with the Laocoon passage. So again, something that is a gift of the gods perhaps is something quite dangerous creeping around. In somnis, in dreams, behold, because Aeneas is the speaker at this point, in front of my eyes, Maestissimus, the very gloomy Hector, superlative, just like Ratissimo, superlative, so is Maestissimus, the very gloomy Hector. Visus from Video is best translated in the passive as seems. So again, most gloomy Hector seems to be present, mihi, to me, and seemed to be pouring down largos, big, fat, fletos, tears. Again, two infinitives with that visus. After ut condum, as he once had been, after he had been snatched by the two-wheeled chariot, bigis here, ablative of means, and black with bloody dust, ablative of means, description, either's fine, and pierced per, through the feet, swollen, tumentes here, modifying the pedes, pierced through the feet, swollen at the reins. So according to the Iliad, and this seems to be referencing at least that part of it, after Achilles killed Hector in battle in revenge for Achilles' dear friend / love, Patroclus, dying at the hands of Hector in battle, Achilles desecrated the body of Hector by piercing his ankles. Again, a little bit of a irony there. Achilles doing damage to somebody else's ankles. And dragging the corpse around the burial mound of Patroclus 3 times each per day, and also around the city walls, an act of terrorism for the people of Troy themselves. Again, these nominatives are all modifying Hector. Maestissimus, Hector. Visus seemed to be present. Raptatus, after he had been seized. Black with blood. Pierced through the feet. All those modifying Hector. Ei mihi, alas, o me is kind of a, I think it's technically called an ethical dative. You do not need to know about that. Just woe is me is a fine translation. He was of a kind. Qualis, he was how he looked. How changed, mutatus, from that Hector, qui has its antecedent Hector, who returns, present tense, indutus, wearing the armor of Achilles. Now, after Hector had killed Patroclus in battle, he stripped the body and put the armor of Achilles on himself further enraging Achilles when they finally have the showdown. Or after he had hurled Phrygios here, Phrygians are one of the allies of the Trojans, so Trojan is fine. Trojan fires at the boats, Danaum of the Greeks. So again, he was of a kind, how change from that Hector who returns wearing the armor of Achilles, or who had hurled Phrygian fires at the ships of the Greeks. Gerens, the verb can mean both to bear, carry. You can garrow a war, or you can also garrow a dress, or in this case, a beard. So wearing a filthy beard, a squalid beard, a straggly beard, and hair matted with blood, sanguine, and those wounds, quae here has as its antecedent, vulnera, those wounds which, plurima here is modifying quae, so probably best translates as most of which he received circum around the walls of the city. Ultro, of his own accord, weeping, present active participle modifying the eye of the subject of videbar. I, again, referring to Aeneas. So spontaneously weeping, I myself seemed, video passive voice, best translates to seemed. Compellare means to speak, to address to, but almost has a strong force behind it, so accost almost, to address strongly the man. And expromere here literally means to press out, and seem to press out gloomy voices. Now, this does not mean that he's making funny noises. It means that he is just croaking out mournful words, because this is a very disturbing image he's seeing of someone that he loved. Since he's directly addressing him, we have some vocatives. O light of the Trojans, O most faithful hope of the Trojans, again, syncopated genitive plural with that tuker. What tanta here best translates with quae tanta, what great delays, mora here, as in moratorium, a delay, have held you understood. Now this is a syncopated perfect indicative, third person plural, have held, not an infinitive. You understood. From what shores, Hector expectate is in the vocative case because we are talking directly to Hector, or at least the ghost of / vision in the dream of. Expectate is not a imperative. Instead, this is the vocative of the last principal part, expecto, expectate, expectave, expectatum. So again, from what shores, O waited for Hector, have you come? Or rather, are you coming? Present tense. What plus the indicative we have discussed usually means as. In this context, because he's kind of bursting out with it, maybe how it'd be a little bit better here. How we wait for, how we look to, defesi, worn out. How we, worn out, look to you. Post here, after many funerals, tuorum, of your people, after the various sufferings, genitive plurals, of both the people and the city. Now, some people will treat hominomque urbis as a hendites. I don't think that's necessarily of the city people. I think that there's just as much damage done to the people as well as to the city proper. But your choice as a translator. So again, how we worn out people look to you after the many funerals of your people, after, again, anaphora with the post, the various sufferings of both the people and the city. Quack, quack. What unworthy cause, what unworthy reason has fouled, has dirtied your calm expression, genitive, that's an accusative, plural, fourth declension noun. Keep in mind, poetic plural, only has one face. Or, why do I perceive, kerno, these wounds?